Hi, my name is Brian and I'm with FF-130. Today I'm going to show you how to get comfortable and familiar with your machine. So when you get your package, you're going to get a bag with some instruction manual, some filters, and a couple brushes, and a shoulder strap. Inside the bag, these air filters, I'll show you about in a second, but you're also going to get some little brushes. These brushes are replacement parts, probably not something that you're going to be needing to use for at least 6 to 8 months. And there'll be a link somewhere in this video to show you how to do a replacement when that time comes. So, aside from that, let me get this machine over here. Now, your machine is going to come just like this. There's a GFI. That GFI should be automatically in the correct position. If not, when you plug it in and there's no power, just definitely check to make sure that that's pushed and reset. You've got your nozzle and you've got the main body. So in the main body, there's a couple things that you should be familiar with. So this right here is the inlet, and this kind of looks like a little disc with some perforations. This should be at the bottom of the tank, and I'll show you a diagram of what that's going to look like. And then this is a check valve, and this should be at the top of the tank. Now, I previously pulled this out just so I can show you what this is going to look like, but when you get it, it should actually be somewhere down here, kind of like this, drawn like this, at the bottom of the tank. So I'm going to put that in there. When you fill your machine up, obviously pour the liquid that you're going to use, and then when you go to put the cap on, make sure that you put this inside of this cap. All right, so the way these machines work is there's a blower which is sitting right here in the front of this machine. It blows air through this, and then there's actually another hose in here which goes to that check valve, and it creates pressure, and it actually creates pressure inside this tank. So you want to make sure that this is tight enough, which if you look, there's actually a black seal on the bottom of this. So make sure that this is sealed all the way, not letting any pressure out. And then this valve right here is the valve that you're going to change depending on whether you want more or less flow of liquid. And then the last thing with the machine as far as operations is obviously the power. So turn the power on, off, and then regulate your flow here, and that's pretty much the gist of the machine. There is the way this machine works as far as making sure it doesn't leak. I'm gonna take this apart real quick. So this is a spring-loaded nozzle, and so what happens is when you turn the machine on, the air actually pushes this out and opens the valve, allowing fluid to come out. When the machine turns off and there's no pressure, the valve will actually close so that none of the liquid inside the hose will leak. Close that back up. And then the last thing with this machine, so these little filters right here, what these do is the fan inlet is right there, and these just collect any large particle dirt or debris or dust or anything like that. So the main thing that you do when you're using the machine is make sure that when you're done, try to pour some distilled water to purge the system after every use. Now, a lot of our customers are working in offices where they're basically going from office to office, and it doesn't make sense to empty it every 5 or 10 minutes. But definitely make sure at the end of the day you do purge the system and make sure that you clean out all the whatever chemical you're using. All of our components are made of brass, and although they should be fine with pretty much any chemical, definitely want to make sure you purge the system when it's not in use. If you're having any issues, the majority of the problems as far as liquid not coming out has to do with that tube, which I'm showing the diagram now, not in the right place, as well as if there's any kinks in this hose. Those are pretty much the only things. Inside, you also could have a kink in one of these hoses if it's bent too much. So just take a peek inside and make sure that that's not an issue. Other than that, these machines are really, really simple to use, and you shouldn't have any issues with them. If you do, please give me a call or shoot us an email.